Hello, everybody, and welcome into the Weekly Warrior Preview. I'm Donette Logan with Jerry Young. And Jerry, I did all the work last time. This time it's your turn.
Well, it's springtime, Donette. I mean, you know, it's just time to
get outside.
That's right. So I'm outside more. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to cover pretty much every spring sport as far as what's going on. We got baseball, softball, and some tennis in there, I believe, and not cross country, but track and field. And then, of course, we got some club sports we're going to talk about, which are really cool, too.
Yeah, Jerry had a chance to catch up with our fishing team and our mountain biking team. We'll have all that and much more, but first, a word from our sponsors. Brooklear Pharmacy on Highway 119 is a full-service pharmacy that provides top-quality products and hometown service at competitive prices. The Brooklear family has been in business for more than 50 years and is proud to be a part of Alabaster.
Go Warriors!
For quality pest control service from an experienced and reliable company, Mr. Bugs offers residential and commercial pest and termite control service. And we can even take care of your lawn. Mr. Bugs Pest Patrol, 205-663-1919.
Gym Time in Alabaster is open 24/7. They have personal training, group exercise, a smoothie bar, and any weight equipment you can need. Plus, they have tanning beds. Visit them at gymtime.fitness. Your gym, your fitness, your time. There's a lot of uncertainty in the world right now, but one thing I'm sure of is the expertise of the Envirosol team. Envirosol offers custom commercial cleaning and germ remediation services for residential and commercial customers. They guarantee excellent service every time. Call today, 205-229-7650, or visit them at myenvirosol.com.
Welcome back to the Weekly Warrior Preview. And Jerry, you know, when we set up the fishing interview, I did not realize it would lead to my youngest joining the fishing team.
How about that?
I was like, thanks, Jerry. So,
rod and reel. Hey, you know?
I'm telling you, I can understand why a fun sport, and you got to talk to these guys.
Yeah, and you know what's so amazing is everybody, but especially the guys that like to get up, you know, and go bass fishing on Saturday morning in the season, all that. Well, everybody thinks they're the best fishermen in the world, right? But these are true anglers, okay?
Yes.
And here's that interview with the Thompson fishing team.
Well, this is one of my most exciting interviews that I do at Thompson because there's so much to ask these guys. These are real anglers, okay? This isn't like me where I go out once a year and try to, you know, throw something over there and hope it hits. First of all, this is the Thompson bass fishing team, okay? Tell us who you are and what your grade is.
I'm Wes Landers, and I'm a senior at Thompson.
Go ahead.
I'm Caleb Evers, and I'm in 8th grade.
I'm Silas Clayton, and I'm in 10th grade.
Okay, so you can see we got a wide range. Let's start down here with the senior, okay? Tell us what it's like. I mean, people that don't understand what a bass fishing team is, y'all just don't hook the boat and just run out to Lay Lake or somewhere, right?
No, sir.
Tell us about it.
We fish one trail called ASA BFA, which runs about, I think there's over 70 teams in high schools throughout the state. And our team, I think this year we had about 15, 16 boats. And during the spring, we take our top 6 and go and fish 3 spring tournaments and then the Classic at the end of the year.
And where do you go to fish?
Any of the lakes around local lakes in Alabama. We have a lot of the Coosa River. We'll go up to the Tennessee River as well, too.
Okay, so 8th grader, right? Is that what I heard?
Yes, sir.
That's amazing, right? You get to start out. You can't drive yet, can you? Can you legally drive a boat at your age? I didn't know. You can? Okay, so you can get out on the water and fish and do what you need to do as long as somebody drives you there and puts you in,
yes,
right? Okay. Tell us where's your favorite place to fish around Birmingham area?
Probably Lay Lake.
Lay?
Yes, sir.
And why is that?
We go there the most, and it's one closest to the house. So.
Okay, so do you just like what you would call practice? Do you go out and look for spots and things like that so that you'll know where to go in the tournament?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what do you look for when you go? You put your boat in at Lay Lake and you're out there and you see sloughs or whatever. How do you know where to go?
I guess it just depends on what time of year it is, and then if it's, you just go off that and just go find a place that looks good and just start fishing.
Okay, what's your favorite bait?
I'd probably have to go with chatterbait. It's very versatile. You can practically throw it anywhere, and It catches a lot of bass.
Is it a top water plug?
No, it is about medium level.
Medium level?
Yeah.
And so obviously it makes some noise running through the water?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so all these products on the market, okay? You got this stuff you can squirt on something, make it attract. You got all this stuff. Is any of that work? Do you use it?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, there's all these different type of scents that they have. Stuff you dip your baits in, chartreuse color, you know, this goo-looking stuff that you dip your bait down in to give it a little flash in the water. All that stuff is great, and we love using it.
What's your favorite tournament to go fish in?
My favorite tournament is probably fishing our final classic of the year because we get to go with all the teams. I think we end up having about 250 boats in the tournament, which is 2 anglers each on the boat, so 500 people fishing the tournament.
Where is it held usually?
Usually, I think the past 2 years it's been at Lake Jordan.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, so everybody's sitting there saying, well, how can this 10th grader or even a senior, how can y'all just take the boat? You have to have an adult in the boat, right?
Yes, sir. we do.
Explain that so people understand.
Yeah, so in our tournaments, we're not allowed to touch the main motor on the boat, the outboard motor. We have to have a captain. It has to be, I want to say 21 years old, and they're responsible for anything to do with the boat. So we don't drive. We're not allowed. We can trailer the boat at the end of the day. But other than that, once the motor is on, it's the captain's control.
And how many adults are on the boat per tournament? Just one?
Just one captain per boat. Yes,
One
sir.
captain per boat. So, you know, I wanted to say this because every other team I interview, always like in the gym or where, you know, on the football field, we're on the soccer field, softball, baseball. And I always talk about the facilities at Thompson, and they're great, right, for sports. But man, y'all are the original. Y'all get to go to the best places in the state and hang out in a boat and catch fish, right?
Yes, sir.
You enjoy that, obviously, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hours that you like to fish, morning or afternoon? What's best for you?
Well, during the summertime, I like the morning because that's when they're most active and you can catch them on just about anything.
Okay. Tell somebody sitting out there, my age, fished his whole life, never been good at it, okay? He's sitting there right now wanting to learn from you as a sophomore in high school, okay? Tell him what bait to put on there and where to go catch a bass.
You know, if it's spring, late spring, like early summer, my personal favorite is going to lily pads or grass and throwing a frog. It's one of my favorite ways to catch them, and they are some big bass that you catch on frogs.
What's the biggest bass you ever caught?
My personal best is at 6.06.
And yours?
Probably like 5 something.
Okay. And?
5 something.
Okay. They all got me beat. All right. Hey, thanks, guys. It's been fun. Thanks for joining us, and thanks a lot. We'll be right back here on the Weekly Warrior Preview.
So good to kind of meet those guys. And Jerry, I see a lot of early mornings in my future in the fall.
Yeah, and you know, if you want some pointers, that interview right there gave you a few pointers on what kind of baits they use and where they like to go and that sort of thing. So, you know, for a weekend fisher person, I guess, is angler. How about that? Yeah, I don't guess there's a female version of angler. Angler covers it all. Yeah. But anyway, it was a good interview, and they're great kids and a great club sport right there with the fishing.
Absolutely. You know, this past weekend I had a chance to talk with 2 of our players from other sports besides football, and it's so funny how many of these academies, like the military academies, are coming to Thompson.
Yeah, I know. We just talked about that with Seth. As a matter of fact, let's just get right on into it. Here's this week's weekly recruiting report with Seth Hagen. Welcome back in, everyone. I'm joined now by Seth Hagen, and Seth, it's time to talk some recruiting again. I want to start with Brandon Franklin. Got a lot to talk about there.
Absolutely. Brandon, our running back, senior guy, he picked up offers this week from Army and Navy to add to his offer from Georgetown. So he now has 3 offers, and I feel like now the ball's really going to get going on Brandon. He's a really talented guy, big body running back. I expect a lot of people to be offering him. All
right. Now, what the tie-in to that is we got our military academies all in line now, and all of them are looking at a lot of guys.
Absolutely. So after Trey Roberson made his pick between Army and Air Force last year, it's clear that the service academies are really starting to look at our Warriors football program. Air Force has offered Connor Harrell, David Moultrie, and Jax Van Zant. Army has also offered David and Jax, along with Brandon Franklin now, and now Navy has joined in. So all 3 service academies looking at our Warriors. That outwork them all mantra really speaking to these football coaches because they know our guys are going to come in. They ain't going to have to tell them nothing, and they're going to work hard.
That's right. Plus, their character's above
Absolutely.
reproach. That always helps. All right, our weekly Connor Harrell report.
That's right.
How many's he got now, Seth?
I mean, he's got over 30 now, Jerry. It's
Wow.
unbelievable. He picked up 3 more this week. Northwestern, Louisiana Lafayette, and Indiana all jumped in. So Big Ten names as well. And, Connor is just, he's having a great off season. He's recovered from his injury. And I'm just so excited for him because he can go anywhere.
That's right. All right, let's talk Cade Golden.
Yeah,
And a lot of folks don't know, Cade didn't get that much playing time, but he's still going to play football in college.
Yeah.
It gives you an idea of the depth of our team.
Yeah, absolutely, because he had offers. This kid can definitely play, and he's chosen to stay here in the South. He's going to commit to Sewanee University of the South. Cade, like I said, he could have gone a lot of places. Really smart guy. I know his dad, Michael Golden, runs the drones for our team, and just a brilliant guy. And just like him, Cade could have gone just about anywhere.
All right, so quick feet.
That's right.
I'm telling you, man, when I can't wait to watch Connor Harrell throw him some passes this coming season. But Ryan Pippins, where's he stand?
Yeah, so he has been accumulating offers in the offseason, but now he's been recognized nationally by Max Preps. He will be an All-American on their list this year, and just speaks volumes. Had over 1,100 receiving yards last year, and just blew up seemingly overnight. We knew about him. We knew about his skill level, but now being recognized by Max Preps as an All-American, that's amazing, and congratulations to Ryan.
Yeah, so we got a lot of other people, I think. Do you know, last report, how many starters or how many players have D1 offers?
I believe we're still on 13.
Oh,
we could be moving to 14
13?
here soon. I mean,
Wow.
it is what it is.
Right.
It's really incredible. And the guy who's responsible for that, Mark Freeman, he received a special distinction as well. As we all know, Jeremiah Alexander is going to go down to Orlando later on this year to represent us in the Under Armour All-American game. And Mark Freeman, since we have 2 more classes being offered to that same All-American game with Peter, Tony, and Amon. Just told you all about that a couple weeks ago.
Right.
They've all recognized, like, Mark Freeman, who is this guy? Now he is going to be on the coaching staff at the Under Armour All-American game. So congratulations to Coach Freeman. Well-deserved, and a guy that just, beyond reproach. And I just want to mention as well a couple of guys. This is really exciting, Jerry, because we've been here for a few years now, and now we kind of get to report on guys who are doing well beyond the program, guys who take their game to the next level. And this year, the OVC, the Ohio Valley Conference, didn't get to play in the fall, so they played in the spring. And Ahmad Edwards and Mike Petway absolutely dominated from their wide receiver positions. Mike Petway and Ahmad, they're 1 and 2 all-time in Thompson career receiving yards. Ahmad, he got on the second all-conference team, led Jacksonville State with 17 yards of catch. He has over 1,400 yards his senior season at Thompson. Mike, right behind him, second all-time, but led the Ohio Valley Conference in kick return yardage. No surprise there, as we know Mike is an incredibly special talent. And he actually landed on the first team All-OVC as a kick return specialist. So just amazing.
A lot of these guys, and you see them on social media, they're working so hard in the off season. They're going to camps. They're training every day. And that's kind of what separates our team as well as talent. Thank you, Seth.
It's great to hear these guys having so many opportunities at Thompson. It just shows you how deep our athletes go. It's not just our first line that's getting picked.
Right.
We're going all
Oh,
the way
yeah.
back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how deep we are. And it's amazing. Seth always does a great job in keeping up with what's going on.
Absolutely. So, Jared, we talk about being outside, and, we met on the golf course, and one
Right.
place you usually can find me on weekends, Oak Mountain's mountain bike trails.
Okay, we're just going to tease it. Watch these commercials. Come right back. You don't want to miss this. We'll be right back.
Mainline Heating and Air Conditioning has been providing quality products since 1989. They love giving back to the community, and they service all of the greater Birmingham area. Call them today or go to mainlineheating.com.
Serenity Salon and Spa in Helena offers hair services for men and women, facials, makeup application, and waxing. Book an appointment at serenity-salonandspa.com or call 205-624-2030. Visit them at 123 8th Place in Helena.
Showcase your personal style at LJ's Retail Therapy. Shop their selection of clothing, shoes, gifts, and accessories in-store and online. Visit them on Highway 119, 7 days a week in Alabaster beside Publix or at ljsretailtherapy.com.
Drone Tech specializes in drone models, customization, training, and maintenance with the industry-leading Drone Deploy software to provide professional quality results. For more details, visit Michael Golden and the team at drone-tech.net or call 205-895-5099 and give them a follow on Facebook and Instagram.
Welcome back to the Weekly Warrior Preview. And Jerry, I always tell people, if you want to see how tough you are, get on a mountain bike, go ride Oak Mountain, a few falls, and you realize what you're made of.
Okay, I want to tell you, these young athletes and coaches impress me so much. They are tough kids. There's a girls and a boys division, of course, in mountain bike racing. Well, let's just get into it. Here's the Thompson High School mountain bike team.
All right, so what I want to do first is I want to start with who you are and what grade you're in, and then we're going to talk about these fancy pieces of equipment in front of you. But tell me who you are, what grade you're in.
Okay, my name is Lauren Moon, and I'm a junior.
Junior in high school.
My name is Braden Burks. I'm in 8th grade.
My name is Lauren Hammett. I'm a senior.
My name is Payne Deloach. I'm a junior.
My name is Lauren Walker. I am a sophomore.
Okay, so let's talk about what you do. This is the mountain bike team of Thompson High School, okay? But we have younger students as well that participate on the high school team. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, typically, how long is a course when you go to race?
It's about 5 miles, but depending on if you're in middle school, if you're in high school, or if you're on JV, varsity, all that, it depends on how many laps you do. But it's typically 5 miles.
Okay, roughly how many competitors, and let me say this, I know there's boys and girls divisions. So in the boys division, how many competitors in a race usually?
There's a bunch of different groups. You have an A group, a B group, and then like with the 8th grade, they have so many students that have a B2 group. But usually it's about probably 35-ish.
Okay, so if you are racing against 35 other people, are they all, like in your case, a senior, or are you racing against freshmen?
When I race in the varsity division, so I actually race with a bunch of juniors this year who have gotten promoted up to race in my division. So it's seniors, juniors, and one sophomore.
All right, now she brought up something I got to know about. What's the division? You said A, B, C, or 1, 2, 3. How do you get in what division?
Well, to be in varsity, you just have to be best of the best.
Okay.
And the rest are just dependent on your grade in school.
So what's the varsity called? The varsity, or is there a letter or number that goes with it?
It's basically you would have varsity or just, that's pretty much it.
Okay. So you got the varsity team and then you kind of got everybody else. Is that correct?
Yeah, based off of your grade level and how fast you are.
Okay, which now you opened up a whole thing. Okay, we're going to talk about how fast you are. First of all, I want to know about these bicycles. Obviously, they're not the kind you just go down to the local box store and buy, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, there are bike shops out there that build these magnificent, my goodness. So things have changed since I've seen a mountain bike, but explain what a mountain bike is and why it's called a mountain bike.
Well, they are designed for exactly what it is, going on really rough trails, and depending on the kind of bike that you get, you are more durable for these really, it depends on how crazy of trails you want and how durable you want. This is a Trek Super Caliber, and I love it so much. But it has suspension for going over things and popping your wheel over stuff like rocks and roots and all those things. And there's different, you would see a road bike, the tires are smooth and they may be thinner, but these are wider and have grips so you can stay on the course and not.
Okay, so are there jumps on the track? You get airborne or not?
Sometimes, but most of the NICA, they rule stuff like that out just because they have a liability type thing to get hurt.
Because it's a hazard to be 12 feet in the air and hit. Right.
But some trails do have a lot of jumps and stuff like that.
So is it illegal if you go airborne? Do you get penalties for that? And what are penalties on the course?
You'll get a penalty for a bad pass. We race in a large group, so when you're riding on the trail and you want to pass another rider, it's very skinny out there. So there can be issues when you're passing and you can make a mistake. That can earn you a penalty. When the course is designed by the NICA managers and course officials, so anything that you do out there is what you do. So if you have a point where you can get airborne, you can get airborne.
Okay, so what's your best time ever? And I guess, wait a minute, let me back up. All tracks are the same distance, or they're different?
They're
different. So you could have a great time on Oak Mountain's track and go to Gulf Shores, for example, and ride on a track down there, and it'd be a different track altogether. But you may not be your personal best, but it could be a great time for that track. Is that right?
Yeah, they're all different.
Okay, so how are tracks different? I mean, like, how is Oak Mountain different? And obviously, this is our home track, right? Yeah. So how is this one different from, say, going to North Alabama? Is it less rocky, less hilly? What?
Well, a lot of people ride at Oak Mountain, so it's usually a lot more rocky and rooty because the dirt's been worn out so much. Yeah.
Okay. So you ever put a camera on your bike and went riding just to see what it looks like?
I have not personally, but I do know family friends who have done that, and I've got to look back on the footage, and it's really awesome to see the different tracks.
All right. So, what do you enjoy most about being on a bike team?
Just it's really special, especially the fact that this is our first year as a Thompson team, and previously I've been racing for Shelby County Composite Mountain Bike, which takes all of the schools in the Shelby County area to ride together, and just the fact that we have the opportunity to ride together as Thompson has been really special to me this year. And just mountain biking itself, it really gives me an opportunity to connect with people, and a lot of people that I wouldn't have ever met, and I know a lot of people from other schools, and it's so cool to just be outside and really connect to nature in a way that not a lot of people can.
First of all, I got the coolest uniforms I've ever seen. I'm going to go to the senior for the last question. Are we good? Is Thompson High School, would you say we have a good mountain bike team?
Yes, sir, I would.
Especially for our first year, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
We've been placing third in Division II all season long. So I think that's pretty good.
Okay, so at the end of it, is there some kind of big race at the end where everybody comes, or you just multiply them up throughout the year?
Yes, sir. We have our state meet really at Taney Hill next weekend. And we will all race, and you get extra points at that race. So there's a final competition once you've raced all of the races in this series. And if you have enough points, then you are the state champion for this race series.
Y'all are great. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm here with the coaches of the Thompson High School mountain bike team. Let's just start. There's so many technical questions I want to ask, but one thing I really want to know, why don't you have kickstands on your bike?
They're heavy.
Stay in the way.
They get in the way.
I see these expensive bikes laying over here off camera. They're all just laying down. Y'all are okay with that?
Right.
Just come in, throw the bike. Okay. Well, I mean, that was just something that was kind of curious to me because I've never seen a bike with no kickstand. All right, so we talked about the bikes with your students, and now let's talk about what it's like to race in one of the tournaments, okay? And what y'all do to help these boys and girls become better bikers. So let's start, Mr. Moon. Just tell us a little bit about what you do to help to coach it.
Man, it starts everything from, we get kids that have barely ridden bikes before, and you teach them how to actually ride on trail and to be safe. And then our faster kids, I mean, we're teaching them line choice, nutrition during a race, how to get across obstacles, stuff like that. Pacing strategies, racecraft, things like that.
When you start a race, is it like a motorcycle race where the bar goes down, everybody starts, or is there a rubber band that pops? I mean, how do you get it started?
There's no bar, it's just a countdown. So they do a countdown, and you start 5 wide and however many deep, up to about 75 riders. So 75 riders can start at one time.
Talk about how many teams are in. I understand we compete all over the state, so it's not like a region thing like football or basketball or something competes in the region, but we go everywhere, right?
Yeah, correct.
And tell some who are some of the schools that have teams?
So we compete in the Alabama Interscholastic Cycling Association. It is the league that is under the NICA League, which is the National Interscholastic Cycling Association. So we're governed by NICA. So Alabama competes statewide with all the other schools in the state. So we go all the way north to Huntsville, down to the Gulf Shores. We go east to Anniston, and we go west all the way to pick up a team in Jackson, Mississippi as well. So and then everywhere in between the state.
All right, so how do you pay for this? I mean, obviously these bikes, you have to buy your own bikes, obviously, and your equipment. Do you have sponsors, or does the school help you? How do we have the sport?
So, yes, sir. So the way that we fund the Thompson High School mountain bike team is through sponsors. We really owe a lot to all of our sponsors because they really help us fund everything that we need for the team. We also have a team fee, league fees, and dues that help offset some of the costs.
Who are some of our sponsors? Go ahead. I mean, we'd love to get them on camera. Who helps us out?
So some of our sponsors are Mercedes-Benz of Birmingham Commercial Van Division, Storyteller Overland, Russell Bedsole is one of our sponsors, SKA and Associates, Vulcan Materials, and Kent Farms Veterinary Hospital.
And Tim Mitchell.
And Tim Mitchell, right.
Okay, well, he's
Thank you.
obviously one of our sponsors here too.
Right.
Okay, so when you go into a bike shop, okay, they know obviously that mountain bikers are competitive. Is there more and more stuff you can just keep adding to one of these? I mean, sky's the limit kind of thing, like a Jeep?
I think the name of the game is taking it away and slimming it down.
Yeah.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
So the lighter the bike, the faster it goes, and I assume the more expensive the metals, the least you can take off of it, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, they come in all different types of forms. You got aluminum composites, you've got titanium, you've got all different types of components.
This is a carbon fiber bike
Carbon
here.
fiber.
Mm-hmm.
So really, you just kind of mix and match. Once you get the frame the way you want it, then you can add or subtract components.
All right, let's talk about your schedule now. Where you race, are we midway through the season? Are we almost to the end? I mean, how can people come see you? Where is there a schedule posted, or is there one?
So our schedule consists of 6 races. We are at the end of our race season. So in 2 weeks, we'll be at Tannehill State Park for the state championship race.
Okay, and if people want to come see you, what time, where do they come? Can they sit on the track? I know we've talked about this, but you can actually hike out on the course and pick you a spot, or you can sit at the start-finish line, right?
So in 2 weeks from now, when we race the state championship at Tannehill State Park, it's a 2-day event. Saturday is a practice, and Sunday is the actual race. Racing starts at about 9:30 a.m. and ends at about 3:30. And you can come out and sit anywhere along the track. You can be at the start, you can be at the finish. You can come to our team tent if you want to know more about it. That's a really important part of what we do, is that if anybody is interested in joining the Thompson High School mountain bike team, come to Tannehill, come to our team tent. You can't miss us, and we'd love to have you and love to talk to you.
Is there an email address for a sponsor that may be watching that says, hey, I'd love to help these folks out? How do they find you?
It's Thompson Warriors with an S, mtb@gmail.com.
Thompson's Warriors mtb@gmail.com.
Correct.
Okay, we'll try to put that on the screen too.
And from a spectator standpoint, at the races, we've got music playing, we've got food trucks usually on site. I mean, there's people camping usually at the venues. It's a pretty lively scene. There's a lot to see, and
family friendly.
with
all the divisions launching, there's always a start happening.
I tell you what, next year we're going to make sure we have you on before the season starts, because I'm excited. I want to come to some, and now we're down to 1 race for the rest of the year. So I guess y'all start obviously about what month?
So practices start in November and December. So, and then the actual season starts in January. So we have 6 practices in the fall, and then January is when we start our full season, with races starting in March. So we have about 2 months of practice before our first race.
You know, I've been doing this for years. I'm always impressed with the kids on our teams at Thompson. Y'all are fantastic. Your kids are great. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Shelby Fence Company is a local family-owned business serving Shelby County and surrounding areas since 1989. You can count on our team of highly experienced installers to give you quality products, expert installation, and friendly customer service. For your next fence project, remember Shelby Fence Company in Alabaster.
The Sassy Shopper has moved to a brand new location. New apparel, gifts, jewelry, pampering, and much more. Go check them out, 224 Kentstone Boulevard behind Starbucks.
Looking for amazing family dentistry in Alabaster? Doctors Albritton and Artavino strive to stay up to date on the latest techniques in dentistry and materials to help provide the best treatment available. From cleanings to same-day crowns and even whitening, Albritton and Artavino Family Dentistry is here to serve all your dental needs.
Go Warriors!
Welcome back to the Weekly Warrior Preview. And Jerry, you know, we talk about football, basketball, baseball, but let me just tell you something.
All right, go ahead.
Our JV cheerleaders?
Oh, well,
JV.
Listen, I'm a varsity cheerleader, so I really don't keep up with them. Go ahead.
They are national champions in game day.
I know it.
That's
How about
huge.
That? Isn't that great?
That tells you the type of talents. You're going to see these ladies, they're JV cheerleaders. So they are middle school and high school. Just an amazing job. Congratulations, ladies, on an amazing season and doing so well at nationals.
That's right. And it's spring playoff time, okay? All the sports for spring playoffs, whether it be track, softball, baseball, all those sports that are played in the spring, it's starting to get into playoff times. Tomorrow, as this show airs, the track competition will begin in Gulf Shores and in Coleman. And then a couple of weeks after that, we got soccer championships. And then a couple of weeks after that, we got baseball and softball. And one thing, just a kind of a note, baseball and softball used to all be played in Montgomery. So you had Lagoon Park going with softball, and you had Patterson Field and Riverwalk Stadium going with baseball. Well, they split that and moved softball now to Chockalooka Park. I had to say that real fast in case I say it wrong. Over in Oxford, which is the premier softball facility. So good luck to our girls. Maybe we'll see them playing there.
Yeah, actually, we need to congratulate too our track team. Our women's won 5th overall.
Right.
And our men's won 1st overall, and now they begin their individual competition. So congratulations, guys. Congratulate all of our athletes. We weren't sure this season would happen for anyone. We have completed our seasons. It did take place.
All right.
Now on to those summer camps and so much more. And thank you guys for staying with us through all the COVID stuff and through 2020 and 2021. And thank you to our sponsors who make the show possible. See you next time.
I'll see you real soon, Donette.